Hey guys, welcome to my brand new video. This is my brand new video series called Spongy Horrors. I'm also thinking of making a Spongy Classics for the good episodes, but this one is only for the bad episodes. So, let's start with our first bad episode, To Love a Patty. This episode starts like every other bad episode after the movie, at the Krusty Krab, where SpongeBob is shown flipping patties, and singing this really obnoxious romantic song, which is just ear grating.
Someday I'm gonna make you my sweetie, not overtly, but surreptitiously.
For those people who don't understand what surreptitiously means, it's basically something to be kept in secret. Yeah, SpongeBob has romantic feelings for the Krabby Patty. Wow. Then SpongeBob goes on doing a bunch of weird antics. This was just put here for filler. Like, they could have put this with a meaningful scene, but they just didn't.
You guys and girls are done.
And apparently SpongeBob knows the gender of Krabby Patties. Yeah, that's fun. This was one of the main problems of this episode, and that's the fact that it's trying to personify an inanimate object, even though it's not personified enough. Although, okay, I don't know what is going on here. Basically, SpongeBob has romantic feelings for an inanimate object. If that wasn't obvious enough, I already told you in the beginning.
Your little lettuce hair to your rosy ketchup cheeks, right down to your mustard smile. May I call you Patty?
Like, if the patty could talk, it would be more understandable. Like, if the patty were, like, an object that could talk to SpongeBob, saying that it loves SpongeBob, I could understand. I mean, it would still be creepy, but, you know, at least it's still personified enough to say that, yeah, the patty has romantic feelings for SpongeBob. But since it's an inanimate object, we don't have any feeling of romanticness or anything. It just feels like SpongeBob being creepy towards a patty. And it's just weird, okay? And now in the next scene, we see that SpongeBob doesn't want to give away a patty to the customer because, well, he doesn't want her to get eaten, I guess. But, I mean, she's not personified enough to be, like, have romantic feelings for. Like, we don't sympathize for the patty because it's just, because it's just an object. It's an inanimate object that doesn't do anything. So I don't know why SpongeBob is so romantically interested in this patty. And that's just creepy. How can people date inanimate objects, okay? If SpongeBob wants to date someone, he could easily date, like, some other... Like, he could... I mean, it's said that Stephen Hillenburg didn't want SpongeBob to date anyone because... Well, he doesn't have romantic feelings. But even if he were to date someone, he could have dated some other fish. Or probably Sandy. I don't know. Okay, that might sound weird. But yeah, I seriously don't know why he's dating a Krabby Patty. Like, when he could date literally anyone else. Also, that Stephen Hillenburg thing might be a bit far-fetched. Because in the episode Ripped Pants, the lyrics go like... No girl ever wants to dance with a fool who went and ripped his pants. And the girl here they're referring to is Sandy, and the fool is SpongeBob. So yeah, I'm calling it SpongeBob should probably date Sandy. That's just the easiest solution. Okay? And yeah, him being asexual, that might be not true. Anyway, SpongeBob gets scared that the patty will get eaten. So yeah, he takes the patty away from that tough guy you saw right there. And yeah, he has romantic feelings for it, officially. And yeah, this is just beyond creepy, so I'm not going to mention the obvious thing that's going on here. So yeah. Yeah, let's move on to the next scene before this one gets boring. In the next scene, Squidward sarcastically asks if SpongeBob could take the patty to a date, and SpongeBob takes that seriously, and he takes the patty to a date. This is then followed by a very awful gag about the guy liking shoe-flavored Krabby Patties, which doesn't make sense. But yeah, I mean, it's there. Yeah, they kept it there. I don't know why. So until now, if you thought that SpongeBob was playing role play with the Krabby Patty, you're dead wrong, as this next scene proves. Yeah, the Krabby Patty is seen making crepes, I guess. Although technically it might also be SpongeBob putting the Krabby Patty on the stove, having and a pan next to it, so that it's shown as if the patty is making crepes. I don't know, to be honest. Maybe the patty is secretly alive. They don't show that in the episode. Like, this scene, I don't know what was the point of this scene, other than the fact that it's about to put SpongeBob's house on fire. Yeah, that happens. And yeah, I thought SpongeBob had, like, a respect for the Krusty Krab. You know, he didn't allow the hat to ever hit the ground in the episode Can You Spare a Dime? But for some reason, he doesn't care about that anymore. I don't know why is that? And yeah, it makes no sense. I mean, it's so weird. I like. Okay, whatever. Let's move on. Apparently, he likes the Krabby Patty more than the Krusty Krab now, which is just weird. This one Krabby Patty? Are you serious to me now? Then SpongeBob takes the patty on a quote-unquote romantic date, but first it needs to get ready, apparently. And yeah, we see Patrick coming in, and we see Sandy coming in, but like none of them get a really big role in this episode, other than you know, they want to play with SpongeBob, which SpongeBob refuses, so that he can go on this weird romantic date. Yeah, we'll come to that, man. I should also mention that there are some really gross close-ups of the Krabby Patty in this episode for some reason. Like, I don't know why. Like, they just look so disorienting. Like, why did they need to put gross out in this? It's just disgusting. I mean, there are even worse shots than this coming up, but I mean, that's one of the problems of the many problems with this episode. Then SpongeBob starts singing a weird romantic song that's just really eerie and weird.
Oh, baby, they may call me a fool, but I can't help our gravitational pull.
Like, the lyrics are very forced, and the music itself is very uninspiring. This isn't really the worst song of the show, though. I mean, there are a lot worse songs in season 5 alone of SpongeBob, but this isn't one of them. And it's not even the worst part of the song. Yep, SpongeBob kills clams. And for what? The clams were trying to eat SpongeBob's girlfriend? You know, a Krabby Patty that is edible? Yeah, I don't think that's a reason to murder clams. Now, your first question might be, what if that clam was the same clam that SpongeBob and Patrick took care of in Rockabye Bile Valve? Yeah, that would be weird, wouldn't it? Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking with this scene, to be honest. Ironically, that's also followed by my favorite part in the song.
I'm so sorry.
It kind of reminds me of those, like, old YouTube song parodies, like, you know, the ones for, like, Taylor Swift or Katy Perry. Like, the song is so bad it's good. Yeah, that's the situation here. Then the song just kind of goes on and on. without end, and it's just the same force of lyrics for like the 50th time, and it's just really boring. Yeah, it's not the best song of SpongeBob in my opinion. And yeah, this Krabby Patty shot is absolutely disgusting. Like, who thought of this? After the song, we see SpongeBob and the Patty celebrating their 6-hour anniversary. And then SpongeBob has the amazing idea of taking the Krabby Patty to the Krusty Krab. Where the Krabby Patties are made. Is SpongeBob like actually stupid in this episode? I don't know. What did the writers think when they were writing this character for this episode? It seems like he has zero motivation anymore. Then we get to an actually good scene for once, where Krabs and Squidward are arguing about SpongeBob not coming. Like how Squidward is like, SpongeBob is stupid. And Krabs is like, we want to bring him back because we need the money. And yeah, it's interesting to say the least, even though it's not that funny in my opinion. I mean, nothing in this episode is that funny, to be honest with you. Then we see SpongeBob in a tuxedo and explaining to Mr. Krabs how he's on a date with one of the most richest in taste people he knows of. And then the limousine comes, which has the Krabby Patty inside of it. And Mr. Krabs obviously is like, has he lost his mind? Because that's an obvious question. Like, who would ever want to date an inanimate burger? Okay, like, and it just brings a lot of uncomfortable thoughts to my mind. Like, it is seriously very uncomfortable to watch. And then you get the gross out shots. Yikes, they look disgusting. Like, seriously, it is the most hideous thing the show has ever put out. I think it's even worse than the face that SpongeBob makes in Whatever Happened to SpongeBob, in my opinion. And this one especially is my least favorite one, where Squidward holds it in his hand. It's just so disgusting. It has filled with vermin inside of it. Was this their idea? Like, seriously, I don't understand. What's the point in making the Krabby Patty look this revolting? I don't understand. Anyways, SpongeBob bribes Mr. Krabs to give them the manager treatment, you know, usually for couples. And yeah, Mr. Krabs allows it, and they even provide a special place for the Krabby Patty to sit on for some reason. Even though it's an inanimate object, they should know that it's an inanimate object, man. But I guess they were even dumbfounded by this, so they just allowed SpongeBob to do it, I guess. And in this scene, we see that Mr. Krabs apparently dated a Krabby Patty of his own, which, let's be honest, he's not being serious. I mean, he's just saying that so that SpongeBob stops dating the Krabby Patty and treating it as a person. I just said that because a lot of people, take this joke very seriously for some reason. Although I think it's exaggerated enough to believe that Mr. Krabs actually dated a Krabby Patty. Then we see SpongeBob talking really weirdly to the Krabby Patty until he smells it, and then he realizes, oh my god, what the hell am I doing? What? Dude, you were dating a Krabby Patty till now. Did you not realize it till now? And now you're realizing it because of the smell of the Krabby Patty? That absolutely makes no sense. And it's just a weird way to end the plot right there. But it just shows how poorly written the story is. Now this is a weird tangent, but the Krabby Patty in the beginning, when it was disgusting, looked like any other Krabby Patty. But then, after SpongeBob smells the Krabby Patty, it looks rotten for some reason. Like, is it SpongeBob's perspective, or did they just do it for animation? I don't know what they did right there. And then SpongeBob eats the Krabby Patty, and then the episode ends. Just ends. There's nothing going for it. It just ends right there. This is just a really and that just really shows how this plot is just so pointless. Like, there was no point for this plot to exist. And there you go. To love a patty. What a very awful episode. Now, this isn't the worst episode. In fact, there are a few episodes coming in the series which are, in my opinion, worse. I'll come to that later. But it's still a very bad episode and a very pointless one, if you think of it. Like, there's no point for SpongeBob to date a Krabby Patty. And not only that, but every character in it seems dumbed down. Like, SpongeBob's character, as I mentioned, is just really dumb. Like, why would he take the Krabby Patty to a location where they make Krabby Patties, and SpongeBob is the one who makes them? It really doesn't make any sense, in my opinion. So yeah, very bad episode, but not the worst episode. Even for season 5, there's a season 5 episode called Fungus Among Us, where SpongeBob and crew get covered in green colored scum, or fungus. I don't know. Anyways, that will be my next review. Yeah, stay tuned for that. Oh boy. But I mean, even that's not the worst episode of season 5, although it is worse than To Love a Patty. As for the rating for this episode, I think this episode is a 3 out of 10. Very lousy premise, and all the characters are just so stupid. So my next review will be a Spongey classic review, where I will be reviewing the episode Can You Spare a Dime? Which will be a very interesting episode because I have watched the episode like a bunch of times. So yeah, see you there.